All right, good Sunday night, everyone. Thank you for staying up with us. We were trying to ingest the 00Z data for this potentially historic winter storm across the South, from South Texas all the way through southern Louisiana, all the way through the Florida Panhandle, even over towards Jacksonville, Florida, and then up the eastern seaboard here. If you're just now joining us, please click that like button on Facebook, that like button over on YouTube. We're live on YouTube as well. Hit that or comment where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. Share this with your friends and family. And if you haven't hit that follow button on Facebook, that'd be great. And then if you're over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's basically like following a page on Facebook. Hit that subscribe button, hit all notifications. You'll be notified every time we go live over on YouTube as well. So, what you see on your screen here is winter storm warnings, basically for most of southern Texas, all the way up towards San Antonio, Austin, Houston, all the way over to New Orleans here. And then winter storm watches, basically I 20 and south from Louisiana through Mississippi, Alabama, all the way up towards Atlanta, even, and then up towards southern South Carolina, and then even into the panhandles of Florida. Winter storm watches, which is basically unheard of across parts of uh, that part of the state there. So the Arctic blast is commencing across the United States. Look at some of these temperatures. Talking 8 in St. Louis, 2 in Chicago, 22 below zero right now in International Falls, 8 below in Bismarck, 11 in Columbus, Ohio, 33 down in Houston, 24 Dallas, 28 in Atlanta right now. So this cold air continues to filter in and plow south as we go over the next couple days, which is going to basically set the stage for this possible historic winter storm coming across the southern parts of the United States. All right, we're going to go over a few model runs here. This is what you see on your screen here is a national blend of models, basically taking all the models and blending them together to get a mean. You see this northern system coming down, delivering some snows over here into parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and there is some blips here and there, even across Arkansas, southern Missouri. So I think even flurries could be possible up that way, or maybe some snow showers up through Arkansas into parts of Arkansas into southwest Missouri. Now, this system that came through last night across parts of Oklahoma into Arkansas and Tennessee was not advertised at all on models. We knew there was going to be some snow showers, snow squalls, periods of light snow. We had that accumulation map out and it verified very nicely. The only global model that was picking up on it was the Canadian until the HRRR kind of caught it on late, basically a few 6 hours before the event actually started. So I think there's going to be some surprises with this, as this northern stream system is still up in Canada. So I'm still in question of how much data is getting into these models with this northern stream system, because it could easily come in a little bit stronger and there's could be a little bit more widespread snow. And then as the moisture feeds up, basically in response to this northern stream system diving down and then this piece of energy coming out from the west as well, this could easily be pushed a little bit further north as we go over the next 24 hours or so. Alrighty, as we go into, like I said, here's this storm system coming down. Here's this piece of this lobe of big upper level low pressure, basically swinging down. Here's a piece of energy out west here. This is basically kind of all going to meet in the middle here. I can show you that here, as you can see this lobe of this big upper level low coming down here is going to bring the energy, swing it down, and then meet up with this lots of energy back here towards the west, and that's what's going to deliver this system coming in parts of the south. Okay, so now as we get into late tomorrow, see this storm is basically this energy in the upper atmosphere, basically congealing here and starting to basically wind up. That's why I'm thinking there is a lot of energy up here in parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, and then back here through Texas, but there could be easily. I just don't see how it cannot at least flurries or light snow up here in parts of Missouri, Arkansas, through Oklahoma, even maybe even some period of light snow here and there across that area. There's just a lot of energy. And this is kind of what came through too last night, which delivered a couple inches of snow across northern Arkansas. So, like I said, there could be some surprises with this. And then here, like I said, there is a ton of energy with this northern stream system, basically combining with this southern stream system, and then coming down with that. Okay, and then just after this system, just real quick, you see this another uh, big lobe of energy coming down, which is not doing very well on models yet. So there could be another period of light snow or something of that matter up here in Kansas, Missouri, maybe northern Arkansas, maybe towards the end of the week. So that's something we'll keep an eye on as we go forward. All right, so we're still leaning pretty heavily on the gem or the Canadian model, but we're kind of, you know, when we come up with our forecast, basically we kind of we go over some short-term models, some like HRRR, NAM. There's the RGEM as well that we go over, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. This is just the regular Canadian model. This is global model. You see this big piece of energy coming down. It's going to deliver some flurries, light snow, even some heavier snows back here, where there's some winter weather advisories out for parts of Kansas into northern Oklahoma here, northwestern Oklahoma. Then this kind of dives down. You can see this is still showing some possible snow showers or flurries. Like I said, it's going to have to overcome some dry air, so we're going to have to deal with that. But it did last night, and like I said, the Canadian was the only thing, only model that really showed this until we got to the super short range across that area. But you see this as this lobe comes down and meets this moisture here, it really just starts developing here across Texas. Heavy snows breaking out just south of Dallas. Sleet, freezing rains, southern parts of Texas here. Let me pull all the way down here so you can see. And then heavy snows breaking out just right around the Houston area, even sleet, maybe mixed with freezing rain, all the way in the southern parts of Texas. Uh, Dallas may be getting in on some flurries or light snow. And then basically the Arkansas state line kind of cut off there. Then once you get south of there, then the snow will start picking up. And then the heavier amounts will be south of I-20 here across Louisiana. But very heavy snows, possibly mixed with some sleet along the coast. I fully expect that because of the warm Gulf. But we'll see there. But very heavy snows through southern or central to southern parts of Louisiana. Let me go east here really quick. All right, let's go to the east here. You can see some light snow, basically southern half of Mississippi, southern half of Alabama. Very heavy snows along basically from New Orleans over towards Mobile to Gulf Shores, and then parts of the Florida Panhandle getting into the mix here as we go into um, Tuesday, and then freezing, or I'm sorry, sleet breaking out across the Florida Panhandle into far southern parts of Georgia. Very heavy snows back here still into parts of southeastern Louisiana through southern Alabama. And then basically this wave kind of flattens it out. And here's what we're going to deal with across Florida is possibility of some freezing rain in this area. And any freezing rain in Florida is going to be significant as it is. So freezing rain possible there. And then sleet up into southern Georgia, into parts of the Florida Panhandle, and then a sliver of snow going up towards the South Carolina and maybe the outer banks of North Carolina as well. But this freezing rain is very worrisome across parts of Florida because you have never seen some kind of icing in this part of the world. We've seen snow as far south as I believe Orlando at one point back years and years and years ago. That superstorm, I want to say 1993, but I could be wrong. But there has never, I don't think there's ever been an ice storm warning in parts of Florida here, especially up here in the northern parts of the state. All right. Now, let me warn you, this is just one model run. So don't get all crazy on, oh, this is what I'm gonna get 12 inches of snow just east of Houston. Well, that possibly will not happen. So that's let's take this with a grain of salt a little bit. But if this model came true, it'd be widespread 6 to 10 inches across parts of eastern Texas into Louisiana, even over towards New Orleans, 5 to 6 plus inches here. And then, like I said, along and south of I-20 is a good bet on starting to get that accumulation going. So basically, from Shreveport to Monroe, possibly starting to ramp up to an inch to two. And then as you tick south, it's going to wrap up pretty quickly. And you can see this northern system is delivering some dustings to upwards of an inch, maybe 2 to 3 up here in parts of Oklahoma and parts of Kansas here. Like I said, dustings. It's showing this as a part of a this stronger northern stream system coming down. That's why I think this there's just a lot of energy, and I think this is possible up this way over the next with this system coming through, this winter storm coming through. So I would not be shocked on this at all, especially what happened last night across most of northern Arkansas into Tennessee and northern Mississippi as well. All right, let's take a look at the short range Canadian, basically a high res Canadian here, showing exactly the same thing up here in parts of Kansas, into Missouri, into northern Arkansas, even as like I said, this northern stream system plowing down with all this energy coming through. I just don't see how it doesn't snow in some of these areas. As the to me the outlier GFS is not seeing any of this. So like I said, this is just one model run, so there's still some chances at possibly some flurries or snow showers up here in northern Arkansas, southwestern Missouri, parts of Oklahoma. Then as you get up towards Kansas, where there's going to be a little bit more forcing with this, there's going to be probably an inch or two up that way, even into parts of northern or the panhandle of Oklahoma as well. Now, with this short range Canadian model, it's painting a nice 6 to 10 inches basically even through the Houston area. So, uh, although we can't rule that out, I don't think it's going to be this crazy. But with banding, you never know what could happen down here. So this could be a very historic event down this way. Like I said, I-20 and south. They're going to start basically Shreveport to Monroe over here in Louisiana. That's when you're going to start getting into those, half an inch to an inch. Then once you get south of the interstate, that's when you're going to start ramping up pretty quickly. And then as you get to central, the southern, southeastern parts of the state of Louisiana, that's where it's really going to get that nice big band of snow that could be very historic for that part of Louisiana. Like I said, as we go towards the southeast, it really flattens out and kind of dissipates. There's still going to be snow around basically Atlanta and south, and then along the coast up here towards the Carolinas here as well. So let's take a look at freezing rain potential really quick. All right, so this is the National Blend of Models. You can see there is a glaze of ice possible even across southern Louisiana in through most of the Panhandle, northern Florida here, ramping up to possibly a tenth to almost a quarter inch, possibly into the northern parts of Florida, far southern parts of Georgia. There is some models that are going really crazy and really ramping up the freezing rain across Florida, greater than a quarter to half an inch. So need to be mindful of that because, like I said, this Arctic air that's coming down, models can't handle it, especially the further south it goes. Models can't handle it very well. That's why I'm leaning more towards the Canadian as we go. Like this Canadian has been rock solid for 6 days now, and we've been continuing to beat the winter storm drum across the south, even though we've been getting all kinds of hate mail and everything else from a lot of different people saying nothing was going to happen. But here we are. This could be a historic storm. We've tried warning you for over a week now, uh, not only in the supporter page, uh, but on the public as well, because we knew this was going to be a significant system for the South. All right. So let's take a look at what we're thinking at the moment on accumulations. This is our official forecast as of now. All right, let me get this banner off here for you and this other thing really quick. There we go. All right, so like I said, there could be changes with this because I have questions on this Northern Stream system about how much it's been sampled, and it's going to be screaming into the United States as we get into tomorrow morning. But like I've been saying, up here towards Kansas. and Oklahoma. I think 1 to 2 inches because of the greater forcing coming down with us. This northern stream system. And I can't, like I said, I cannot rule out some flurries, snow showers, or possibly some periods of light snow, even through parts of southwest Missouri into parts of the northern Arkansas, and maybe even Little Rock getting in on a few flurries as well. I would not expect much accumulation, especially up through here. Uh, that's why I had to throw in the blue here just because of possible flurries, maybe some snow showers, but not much if any accumulation is possible. But I think up here towards southern Missouri into northern Arkansas, there could be a little bit more. There could be a dusting or so possible um, if a couple of these models come true. All right. So, but the Canadian's been rock solid. And with this, like I said, this last storm system that came through last night, this piece of energy that came through, it really delivered some bigger snows than what even I was expecting, and we were about the only person out with any accumulation map out. With parts of northern Arkansas, we had reports of far southern Missouri into northern Arkansas, right around Mountain Home, of 2 inches last night. With this piece of energy coming through, and like I said, the only model that was picking up on it 2 3 days ago was the Canadian. No other model was picking up on it except for the HRRR, the short range models, as we got really close to the event. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. There could be some surprises with this coming forward or going forward. Like I said, winter weather forecasting in the South is very, very difficult. It's not like a cut and dry kind of thing up north here. So, and then we forecast 10, 20 plus states across the United States. So we don't just have a little tiny forecast area like a lot of people do. We forecast a lot of territory here. So um, we do I think we do a pretty dang good job at forecasting here on Snowboard Bob. And anyways, as we get down to I-20 corridor here, basically Shreveport to Monroe to Jackson, basically south of there, along and south of there, I think you start ramping up to that 1 inch amount. That's why I said 0 to 1 inch here, because basically if you have nothing, maybe a dusting, then as you get closer to these colors, the color change, that's when it ramps up to around an inch. That's what I'm saying. I-20 corridor, maybe around an inch or so. As you start ticking south, it really ramps up. Just south of Tyler, Texas, here, basically, even Houston area, I think 2 to 4 is possible. Get over towards Mobile as well, Alabama, 2 to 4, far north or far western parts of the Panhandle of Florida. I think 2 to 4 inches is possible. And the big band here, basically from just north of Houston, all the way through just inland a little bit from the coast of Louisiana, like Charles, um, up here towards New Orleans, even far southwestern parts of Mississippi, far southern Mississippi as well. I think 4 to 8 inches, possibly higher amounts, is possible in that area because of banding. And I'll be honest, I almost included Houston area with this 4 to 8 inches, but I kind of held off for now. So 2 to 4 inches is possible even in the Houston area. Back here towards Austin, towards San Antonio, Waco, a little bit more mixed, but maybe 1 to 2. This is including sleet, by the way. So snow is included with sleet on totals. So then as you get east here, I think it really starts tapering down. I think right around Atlanta, southwards, that's when you start getting into a little bit more snow. I don't think you're going to get much accumulation, maybe upwards of a dusting, maybe localized an inch up here in Atlanta, even though you're under winter storm watch right now. We'll see how this plays out. But I think towards the coast, southeastern coast here of Georgia into the South Carolina here, I think 1 to 2 is possible. And then as you get down here towards Tallahassee, maybe Jacksonville, Apalachicola, and just south into the peninsula here, that's where some of that freezing rain and sleet's going to set up as well. More freezing rain, anything that into parts of Florida here with some sleet mixed in as well. And then, like I said, along some of these, basically I-10 corridor here, you could have some sleet mixed in at times as well. So, like I said, this is sleet and snow totals, and then there's going to be some sleet and freezing rain into the mixed areas here, with possibly some significant icing, greater than a tenth to a quarter inch possible in some of these areas. Some of these areas in Florida and in parts of southern Texas. All right, so that's all we have for right now. This is the latest as of now. Like I said, key note on this: there could be changes on this forecast. We don't like changing this a million times. We had our first look to supporters last night. This is basically our first look for the public. May have one more change, but that's it. We don't like changing maps every 4 to 5 hours. Every time a model run comes out, this is we've dealt with systems kind of like this before, but this is like I said, down here towards the south, especially Lake Charles area, New Orleans. This is going to be pretty historic for you all. All right, so um, bear with us. Like I said, there could be changes, but thank you guys so much for your trust. Please stay with us over in Facebook. We'll have continuous updates over there throughout the day tomorrow, and probably go live again tomorrow afternoon with the latest updates for you all, and go over timing and latest watches and warnings as well. Thanks so much for joining us in this late night live. We appreciate it. Have a great rest of your night and day on Monday. This kind of snow down south here will shut down the south. So there's no snow plows or anything like that down that this way. But you're going to have to basically hunker down for a few days until possibly this melts, because the road's going to be absolutely garbage. So please be careful out there, kind of hunker down. We'll get through this. And then those of you who do get snow, enjoy it. All right. Because this is very rare for this far south.